Emily in Paris came out in 2020 and tells the story of Emily, who is an American living and working in Paris. The show has upset quite a lot of people and received quite a bit of criticism, so let's see what I actually think of the clichés that we can see on the show. Okay, so I know I'm late to the game, but I didn't want to make this video when everyone else was making this video. So here we are, and I'm still gonna give you my premium French opinion on what the heck is going on in Emily in Paris. Before we go into this, I just wanted to give a shout out to one of my French subscribers, Kathy. Thank you so much for following me and supporting me. Thank you for the very nice comment you left on my first video. It's very much appreciated, so thank you so much. And now let's go into the video. Okay, so the first cliche, and I'm not sure you can actually call this a cliche, but we'll call it that anyways, in the show is that when she's with French people, they all speak French and they don't really translate anything to her in English. They can tell like she doesn't really understand what's going on, but they're not really like helping her. So from my experience, that's usually how it goes when you're the one person that doesn't speak the language of the majority of the group. Usually whatever the majority speaks is what everyone will speak, and if you don't speak it, then it's up to you to kind of make effort or you know, ask what's going on or try to learn the language to be able to follow along. From my experience though, people will usually kind of like help you. Maybe they'll translate little bits and pieces so you know what's going on. Maybe they'll like help you just follow along the conversation so you're not completely lost. But yeah, it's not really like expected that the majority will adjust to you, who is one person, you know. So I feel like that's not really a cliche, it's more like common practice, I would say. That said, in the show it's kind of, you know, you kind of get the feeling like she expects people to speak English, and I think that's a very unrealistic expectation. If you're in France with French people, they're gonna speak French. Like, it's up to you to actually learn the language, especially in a work environment. Like, yes, sure, like they probably all speak a little bit of English at least, but still, you're kind of the outsider trying to integrate yourself, so it's kind of up to you. I know that when I went to live in the US, I had zero expectation that people there would, you know, speak French or like help me in English by like explaining things to me in French or anything like this. I knew that going there was up to me to progress in English and to make efforts so I could follow along and participate in conversations and, you know, be there. I wasn't expecting anything from them, and it wasn't my place to, at least that's my opinion, it wasn't my place to expect them to, you know, learn French just for me. I never expected this, and I would have never thought of, you know, ever expecting that. I knew that, yeah, it was up to me to make efforts, and I did, and it all went really well. So Emily in Paris needs to learn French a bit better. So the second cliche is the rude florist. And so I'm not Parisian, I'm not from Paris. I've been there several times as a tourist. I've even like kind of worked there, but I've never actually like lived there full-time or, you know, mid-term or short-term or long-term. I was always kind of just like a tourist in a way. So I'm from what Parisians love to call province, which is like pretty much what they call France that's not Paris, which irritates me because they always kind of, and I'm not putting all Parisians in the same box obviously, but some always kind of say province like it's not as good as Paris, you know, but like it's most of France, so maybe, you know, chill a little bit. From someone, so from me, who is from Provence, I would say that 10 years ago, Parisians were pretty rude, and I don't want to offend anyone, but coming from outside of Paris, you know, I would go to stores and like on touristy sites. I can only kind of talk about touristy sites, obviously, because I was a tourist, but going into stores, you know, to buy little souvenirs and stuff like this, people were never really nice, never welcoming. I remember one time we went into a store and it was just us, so like the lady could have just like been nice to us. She didn't say hello, she didn't say goodbye, she didn't say thank you, nothing. She kind of looked at us like with like this mean look that we were annoying her. You'd get that kind of like rude vibe, but that was 10 years ago. I feel like in the past 10 years, maybe even 15 years, I'd say that they've improved quite a lot. I've actually had like a lot of very enjoyable encounters in Paris with Parisians. They're usually like, I feel like they've changed quite a bit. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I feel like now if you go to stores, if you go to, you know, like as a tourist or in cafes and stuff, they can tell you're not from Paris, but they'll be really nice to you. I've actually had a really good encounter once where like we were really hungry, it was really late, and like most cafes weren't serving food anymore, and we also were out of gas in the car, so we couldn't really go anywhere. And that guy at the cafe was super nice, welcomed us like really nicely, made food just for us, and was really nice, recommended like really nice places. And also I would say that the cliche of the rude florist, that would be true like 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, and I'd say that since then they've actually improved quite a lot, and now you wouldn't really experience that. I might be wrong, I don't really go to Paris anymore, like obviously I don't live in France, so and I'm not sure, considering what's going on, when I'll ever get to go again. But yeah, I would say that that has changed, and it wouldn't really be a true cliche anymore. The next one is a cliche that I think is 100% true: the dog poo. I think that that's true in Paris, but that's true everywhere in France. I don't know what it is about French people that they just won't pick up the poo. It's not that hard, and I don't know what it is about us. Like when you go into the US, when you go into Canada, it's like very normal for people to pick up their dog's poo. You can get really big fines for not doing it. Same here, like I have my notes. Here a fine can go up to 4,000 euros if you don't pick up your dog's poo. In France it goes from about 35 euros to about 400 euros, which is much lower than I think Ireland, probably the US, and probably Canada as well. Yeah, that's actually a real issue, and when you have kids, when you have a stroller and you roll into the poo, it's never a nice experience. Okay, so this next one, I have no idea where the writers of the show got this idea that French people don't wash their pants. I don't know. I don't know where they got this. It is not true. We wash our pans, we wash our dishes like any other person on this planet. I have no idea where they got that from. Like supposedly you can cook, like what is he cooking, like an omelette or something on the show, and it like makes it better. No. We wash our pans like after every time we use them. That is not a thing to not wash your pans. It's very weird. I've never heard of this before. I was watching the show with Eric actually, and I was like what are they trying to get at with this pan story? I was like, what's going on? Like, what's this waste of showtime about the pan? I wasn't getting it, so I don't think that's a French thing. I think they made that up, so yeah. Okay, so finally the last cliche is the cafe lifestyle of French people, and I think that's a very true cliche. I don't know if you can still call it a cliche if it's true, I don't know. I say it's very true. We like our cafes, we like, you know, going for just a coffee or a juice or something. I remember actually when I was younger, I was doing an internship at a local law firm, and the first thing that the lawyers would do in the morning would be to go to a cafe and have coffee at around like 9:30 to start their day. So that just, you know, demonstrates that it's very common. People who don't work, like older people, like to go to a cafe like in the afternoon so they can like meet their friends and stuff. So like it's very much a lifestyle. It can be just to have a drink or to have a meal. It can be in the morning, in the afternoon, after lunch, before lunch. Like yeah, it's very common, and yeah, that's part of our lifestyle, I guess. So that's it for today's video. This is actually part 1 of me reacting to like stereotypes in Emily in Paris. So don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications if you don't want to miss part 2. And yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if there's like any cliche or any specific stereotype that you would like me to comment on, because I would love to react to these. And yeah, I guess I shall see you next week for a new video. Bye!